Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the farmyard. This is a song that my wife used to sing to our daughter. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. I was mistaken. Oh, I messed it up. I was mistaken. So I hung my head down and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Very good. So I thought I'd play a song to begin with, and then we'll play a song at the very end, too, if you brought some of your instruments with you. I'm going to show you how to make 3 different instruments today. 3 different instruments. We're going to learn how to make a kazoo using paper towel roll or toilet paper roll or whatever kind of roll you have. I actually found this on the end of a Christmas paper roll that was almost out of Christmas paper, and that's a good kind too because it's nice and sturdy, those ones. Anyway, we're gonna make a kazoo today, and we're gonna make a homemade tambourine using simple party plates that you probably have left over from a birthday party. So we're gonna make a tambourine out of those, and we're going to make finally we're gonna make out of a water bottle. We're gonna make a maraca, which I'm sure many people have made before. Okay, so I think we will start with the kazoo today. The kazoo. A kazoo is an instrument that you hum in, and you go do 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 do. And when you hum into the kazoo, it makes a beautiful kind of buzzing sound, almost like a bee trying to sing. A kazoo is the very first instrument I ever got when I was a kid. I remember being about 4 years old and sitting under the kitchen table with a plastic kazoo that my mom bought me at the store. So thanks, Mom Lorraine, for buying me my first musical instrument. Anyway, ours is going to be a paper towel roll kazoo. And you start with a paper towel roll, and then you decorate it. You can decorate it using, I would say to use markers instead of paint, because I think paint will kind of soak into the construction board and maybe make it wet. So I would use markers if I was going to decorate it. And then the last thing I would do, once you've decorated it with markers, I didn't bring any markers with me today, is I always take tape and I put it over the section where the mouthpiece goes. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So pretend that you have decorated your paper towel roll, and you have to get a knife. So this part an adult in your house is going to have to do. Because what you're going to do is cut out a small hole. I'm going to cut one out. Okay, so I'm cutting a hole in it's a very small hole. You'll see when I'm finished here. And I'll bring it right up to the camera as soon as I'm done cutting it here. There we go. And I want to actually cut the whole piece out. So just gonna go like this. Be very careful. That's why you need to get your parents to do this part. Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna bring it right up to the camera and show you. There you go. Really, really small hole, just enough for your mouth to go over, because that's what you're gonna hum into. It already sounds pretty cool. But wait till we get the paper on it. It's going to buzz like a bee. It's going to be great. Okay, so now, all you need now is parchment paper and elastic bands. And then your kazoo will be completely finished. So parchment paper, I prefer to wax paper because I find wax paper to be too kind of soft. And it wrinkles up too easily. Parchment paper is more crispy. It feels more crispy, and it's got a bit of a crispness to it, and it just it vibrates better, because that's really what music is. Music is vibrations, and so you create a better vibration using parchment paper than wax paper. But if wax paper is all you have, it probably will work too. So what happens now is you've got your parchment paper and you just slip it right over the end of the kazoo. I'm going to put it, you can see from here, right? So we're going to put it down over top of the kazoo. And again, you might want an adult to do this part because you have to pull it down tight with your fingers. Like that. There you go, right there. And that's when we put an elastic band around it. If you have a big elastic band, you have to go around more than once. But if you have one of these teeny tiny ones, that probably will work all by itself just to put it around the end. So an adult could hold the paper while a child puts the elastic on. That's how you could do it. Okay? Now, when I buzz into this now, it's going to make the end of it vibrate. In fact, when you're blowing into it, and it's not blowing, you're not actually going, you're actually going do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You're kind of humming a tune. And when you hum into there, this paper will vibrate. And you can actually put your finger over the end of it and it'll tickle your finger because it's vibrating. So listen now. That tickles, right? So the one thing I wanted to show you, the last thing I do when I'm making my kazoos is once you put your mouth on there, it starts to get wet. It starts to get a little bit wet. So what I do to stop that is I use this nice wide Scotch tape. And
so again, while you're doing,
who's there?
Hi to Brielle and Kaya.
Kaya, hello Kaya.
And Brooklyn and Liam.
Brooklyn and Liam, hello.
Olivia, Arlo, and Oscar.
Olivia, Arlo, and Oscar.
And Elise.
And Elise, we're all caught up?
Yeah.
That's great, Elise, welcome. And Brielle, I did see your picture last night that you sent me of Aiken drum. I actually was going to show you guys a new Aiken drum that I made, but I'll do that after we're done building instruments today. So what I do then is I take this piece of tape and I put it right across the mouth hole piece, just like that. Your parents can help you do that too. And then, of course, I'll have to cut the hole again because there's tape there now. So just get your parent to help you do that. And what this does now, boys and girls, is this will stop the cardboard from getting wet when you put your lips on it. Okay? You can cover the entire tube with tape if you want to, but it's mostly important to just do where the mouthpiece is. Okay? So now when I hum in this, listen to it. It's almost like a trumpet announcing your arrival. And again, you put your finger on it when you're blowing it. It tickles your finger because it's vibrating, and that's what makes the noise. You're making vibrations inside the tube, and then the sound is coming out of the other end of the tube. Watch this. This is going to prove that method. If I cover up that hole and try to hum, listen. You don't hear anything. As soon as I let the air out, so that's where the sound is coming out of. That's called the sound hole on the kazoo. Okay? There you go. So that's a homemade kazoo made from a simple paper towel roll, some parchment paper, and some elastic bands. All right? And you can decorate it anyhow, any way you want. Okay, next we're going to talk about the water bottle maraca. Now, I do not have a water bottle that hasn't already been decorated. I actually decorated this one this morning. So I'm going to tell you how I did, but I have not put anything in it yet. So now, when I shake it, it doesn't do anything. I did empty it of water, and I made sure I banged it out really good to get all the water out, and I sat it upside down on a paper towel for about an hour, and that made sure all the water got out, because you don't want there to be any water in there for when you add the beans or the rice to it, okay? Now, some people like to add rice to their water bottle to make a nice maraca. I prefer to add beans because they're a little bit bigger, right? So I'm taking the lid off. See how I've decorated it too? I kind of like to do different colors. So I painted the top green, and then I painted purple in the middle, and kind of a seafoam green down there, and then yellow on the bottom. And I'm going to put beans in. Oh, I also use these. These are great. You can find these at the dollar store. They are kind of shiny, strips of beads, and they come off, when you take them off, they come off in a whole strip. So I did a whole strip of white beads around there, and then I did a whole strip of bling around there. Maybe I call them bling stickers to add some bling to your instrument. So now I'm going to get my beans. Do you know what kind of beans? These are navy beans, I think. I believe they're navy beans. I'll show you the whole bag here. Look at that. I got it at a bulk barn probably about a year ago now. And all you got to do is kind of let them drop from your hand. This is something that's easy for anyone to do. And then depending on how many you put in there, you'll get a different sound. My maraca's now got some beans in it. I'm going to test it out. I put the lid on and test it out. That's actually very loud. So when you go like this, it's really loud. And then when you go sideways, you can control it a little more. You can get really, you can get kind of, however you want to shake. Shake, shake, shake. Anyway, we have shown 2 homemade instruments so far. We have one more to show. This one I've never made before, but it's very easy. It's a tambourine made out of paper plates. The kind of paper plates that you might have left over from a birthday party that you once had, right? You go, now I'm Mickey Mouse. Hello, I'm Mickey Mouse. Hi. Ha, ha, ha. I don't do a very good Mickey Mouse, I don't think. Anyway, you get these paper plates, and I have already decorated them. So watch this. I painted the back of it. So you want to paint the back of these, not the inside. That's the color it was when we bought it. And then on the back, it's usually white colored. And that's what I painted. This one red, and I painted this one green. And you can see that I got some from the dollar store. I had some lettering, some letters. But you can just write your name if you want to. But I had some letters, so I actually put my name at the top of the plate. And there you go, I got some more bling there. These were snowflake blings that I really liked from the dollar store, so I put one right in the middle of my plate. You could add a lot more to this if you wanted to. And the difference between these and the kazoo, remember you're going to use markers on the kazoo, but on this and the tambourines you can use paint. And the kind of paint I like to get, again, from the dollar store, this acrylic stuff. That's really good paint. It's easy to wash off afterwards because it's acrylic, and it dries very fast. Because I know when you make these, you don't want to have to wait too long in between stages. So when you paint these, within a half an hour, they're already dry and ready to put stickers on. Okay? So what we're going to do with this is, there's a couple of ways you can put this together. So we're going to put some beans in there, and then we're going to join the 2 halves together like that, because we have to make sure the beans are closed. You definitely don't want to use rice when you're making this, because it's possible that the rice could start coming out from the cracks of the plate. So you want to use something big like the beans to put in there. So I'm going to take the plate, and I'm just going to drop some beans in there. I don't want to drop too many, because I don't want it to be too heavy. So I put about that many right there. Can you see that? There you go. I put about that many in there, kind of a handful and a half. And now I'm going to put the top on the plate. Now the best way to do this probably is to use a stapler. If you have a stapler, you might want to hold it while your parent goes around the outside, or maybe they'll hold it for you and you can press. A glue gun would be a good idea too. But what I wanted to show you guys with this, I just wanted to put one staple in there because I thought of a cool idea, and I don't know if it's going to work yet because like I told you, I haven't made one of these before. But I'm going to see if I can do some sewing with ribbon around it to hold it together. So I put one staple in there because I wanted to hold the 2 plates together. Now I'm going to go around with a hole punch, and probably every 2 inches or so. Whoa, that was about a little harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to put a hole about every 2 inches. And then, wow! I don't know if you can see it on my face. Wow, that sure was hard. Anyway, now I have, I'm going to hold this carefully so it doesn't open. Now I have holes going all the way around the plate, and they match up with the plate underneath it. So now I'm going to take some ribbon and I'm going to string it through. See, you've got some leftover Christmas ribbon here. So I'm going to cut a big piece. Actually, maybe I shouldn't cut it till the very end, right? So I'm going to feed the... Did you guys see that? I have some beans escaping from the plates. I'm just going to put a couple more in there to make up for what I lost. All right. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to see where the staple is under there. I'm going to start. I need one more hole at the top here. All right. Maybe I should have pre-drilled these holes before we even started our craft. I'm going to do one more hole right there. That's where I'm going to start it, opposite of where the staple is. So the staple's down there. I'm going to start feeding my ribbon through at the top, opposite of where the staple is. There we go. Get the ribbon through the hole. There it is. Nice. I'm going to tie that together. I hope you guys can see this. I am going to tie that. La 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 la. This is almost as hard as tying your shoelaces for the first time. So there we go. I made a nice little knot at the top. And now I'm just going to go around the outside. I'm going to cut my ribbon now. And I'm going to go all the way around the outside, just like sewing. So I'm going to put this one through that hole. Pull it all the way through. See, it's just like sewing, isn't it? And then I'm going to put it through the next hole, just like that. There you go. Pull it all the way through. Put it through the next hole, just like this. And I'm going to go all the way around until I get back to where I started. La 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 la. Okay. I'm getting faster as I go. Nice. Here we go. We've got just putting it through the last hole. And then we've come all the way back to the beginning again. So now I'm just going to tie it together with the original part that I had. La 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 la. There we go. We'll make a knot of it. So, there we go. And I'm going to just cut the ribbon off. You don't have to cut the ribbon off. If you want to be fancy, you might leave a little bit of it on there. And then, I don't know if you guys have any of these at home. I thought this would be cool. They're little, they're binder rings, but they're only one. And I thought it'd be kind of neat to put that through one of my holes. And then I could hang that up somewhere if I wanted to. Could hang my tambourine up. And you could also do that with the kazoo. We could actually punch a hole in the end of the kazoo. Because you know how sometimes you leave things lying around your bedroom and they get lost? So if you have a hook on your wall, you could then hang your instruments up just like that. See that? Very pretty. Very cool. All right, so just before I think that's about it. Nice. We got tambourines and, of course, our maraca. So there's 3 instruments that we built today. Okay, this is called Clap Your Hands, Clap Your Hands. It's very easy. It goes like this. Clap your hands, and sing a happy song. Clap your hands, and sing a happy song. Clap your hands, and sing a happy song. And then you shake them right along. Now nod your head, and sing a happy song. Nod your head, and sing a happy song. Nod your head, and sing a happy song. And then you shake it right along. I don't know if you guys can hear my bird chirping in the background. Whenever I play music, he usually sings from the dining room. Jump up and down, and sing a happy song. Jump up and down, along, jump up and down, and sing a happy song, and then you shake it right along. There you go. All right. Thank you very much for everyone who did drop in to watch Making Homemade Instruments today. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.